So, do you know how to derive the equations for two capacitors in series? If not, we're going to find out today, as we are going through exercise 1.15 from the Art of Electronics book. So, two capacitors in series. I've drawn up a simple model of this circuit on the screen. You can see we've got two capacitors called C1 and C2 with the capacitance values undefined as of now. And the voltage across the capacitors is equal to V1 on C1 and V2 on C2. And the total voltage is obviously from Ohm's law, V1 plus V2 is equal to the total voltage. So the equation that we're trying to derive today is 1 over Ct is equal to 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2, which is the equation for two capacitors in series. From the theory we know so far, the charge of a capacitor is given by charge equals to capacitance times the voltage of the capacitor itself. And from Ohm's law, we know Vt is equal to V1 plus V2. So rearranging Q equals CV to be equal to V equals Q divided by C, we get the following equation. So you can see V1 is equal to Q1 over C1 and V2 is equal to Q2 over C2. In the question, the book tells us that the charge on both capacitors must be equal. If you remember or recall the equation for the charge stored in a capacitor is equal to the current times the time, and it doesn't play a role in determining the charge. And since you only have one possible current path through this circuit, which is in this direction here, the charge on all two capacitors must be the same. So what that means is that Q1 is equal to Q2. So we're going to give that a label of Qt for simplicity. And then we can factorize the equation that we have here into a simpler form like this, where the Vt, the voltage across the two capacitors, is equal to Qt over C1. So we replace Q1 with Qt plus Qt over C2. So we've done the same thing again. And factorizing that, we've got equal Qt in brackets 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2. So we can see that the form is starting to take shape. Now if we do rearrange this equation to get C by itself, we get Q over V. So we have the two variables that we need. So we've got V on this side and we have Q on this side. So if we want to get 1 over C is equal to 1 over Q. So if we bring this Q to the other side of the bracket, so that's V divided by Q, we get 1 over Ct from here is equal to 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2, which we've arrived at this equation over here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I will go through all the other exercises in this book.